Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, I do have a question for you.
What?
When did you first catch the acting bug?
As early as I can remember. I mean, I grew up on television watching I Love Lucy, and I remember hearing the laughs from the audience, and I was like, wow, to be able to do that.
Life for an actress can be as much of a roller coaster as anyone else. Even the most secure roles don't last forever. Leah Remini lit up screens as Carry Heffernan in King of Queens. She always had a witty, sarcastic comeback at the ready, but was also a real, relatable person. It seemed like a role that could last a lifetime, but it didn't. Not much has stayed stable in her life, from her marriage to her belief in Scientology. What's kept her going is her ability to adapt. Keep watching to see why her transformation after King of Queens is turning heads. Leah's early career. Leah's acting career began as a guest star on Who's the Boss and a starring role in its one-season spin-off, Living Dolls. She continued to work after that, appearing in shows like Saved by the Bell, Blossom, and Cheers. She moved to LA with her family when she was 13 and dropped out of school at 14. She began looking for acting work and got an agent at 16. She didn't just want to be a star for the sake of it, she wanted to help her family. It would help them escape poverty. They'd also achieve a higher standing in Scientology, the religion they deeply believed in at the time. King of Queens. Her big break and the part she's most known for came in 1998. She got the part of Carry Heffernan. It allowed her to work alongside other actors who went on to become major names, including Kevin James, Jerry Stiller, and Patton Oswalt. She didn't know much about the script, but she'd already met Kevin, the show's lead, and had the right chemistry with him. King of Queens was a fan-favorite sitcom and aired for 9 seasons. It ended in 2017 after Kevin's film career began to take off. He also loved the show, but didn't want it to end poorly. The good news for fans is it lives on in syndication. Leah loved her time on the show and misses it deeply. She said in a 2014 BuzzFeed interview that, quote, "I'm still mourning that loss. I can't really watch the reruns because I still feel that show in my bones." Leaving Scientology. Scientology had been a part of her life since she was 8 and her mother joined. She was a devout believer for most of her life. It wasn't until Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes got married that her views began to change. She noticed that Shelley Miscavige, the wife of the church's leader, David, wasn't at the event. She hadn't even been seen in public for 2 decades. That line of questioning was too much for the church. Leah was blacklisted and put through years of a practice known as though modification. She decided to officially leave Scientology in 2013. Looking at the way Nicole Kidman left the church and still had a successful life encouraged her. She also wanted to expose Scientology's secret to the world so everyone knew what she experienced. She made a statement to Us Weekly in 2013 and wrote a book called Troublemaker: Surviving Hollywood and Scientology. She even made an A&E documentary series called Leah Remini, Scientology and the Aftermath. It went deep into all the problems of Scientology, including Danny Masterson's sexual abuse allegations. He was convicted of raping 2 women and sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. Leah was there on the day of his sentencing to provide comfort to the victims. She said, quote, "The show is really about standing up for what is right and not letting bullies get their way. I feel it's important for people to know that you take actions to bring about change, both for yourself and for others." The documentary ran for 3 seasons. It earned Leah an Emmy in 2020 for Outstanding Hosted Nonfiction Series. Leah's later career. Her career took a turn after King of Queens. She had to find another long-standing gig. The Talk. Leah loves what she does and wanted to keep acting after The King of Queens ended. When the chance to host a talk show came around, she was excited to try something new. Executive Les Moonves even allegedly told her that every year on the show would give her an opportunity to develop shows on CBS, which she thought could be a major leg up in her career. She temporarily joined the panel of The Talk. Her co-hosts included Sarah Gilbert, Julie Chen, Sharon Osbourne, and Holly Robinson Peete. It didn't go to plan because of drama behind the scenes. She became more and more frustrated with the quality of the show. That, along with spats with her co-star, led to her being canned after a single season. Leah accused Sharon of being the reason she was let go, but her former co-host denies it. Dancing with the Stars. Leaving The Talk was a major shakeup in her life, but not as major as leaving Scientology. She decided to become a part of the 17th season of Dancing with the Stars. She had been asked to come on before and declined, but it felt different this time. She realized it was her own anxieties that were holding her back, and she had to overcome them. As she told Digital Spy, quote, "I do things that I'm comfortable with, but if you're never stretching yourself, you're never really growing." That's why she followed one brave decision with another and came on. It turned out to be the right choice. Leah and her dancing partner, Tony Dovolani, got all the way to the finals and won 5th place. They also became close friends. She joked that he should get a raise for having to deal with such an unexperienced dancer, and that, quote, he's my best friend, my therapist, and he's not even getting anything for that. It was exactly what she needed emotionally at the time. It was such a positive experience, she returned as a guest judge in 2019 and 2021. Inside Out. She then moved to her own reality TV show. She met Angelo Pagan in a nightclub. As she describes the night,
It was like everything wrong. You know what I mean? Like everything that you should not do as a girl is ask a guy when he gets off work, hit it, you know, real quick. And it was a lot of that.
Yes.
they made it work through counseling and got married. The wedding preparations were put on air in a VH1 special titled Inside Out, Leah Remini. The ceremony was a beautiful outdoor event in Las Vegas. 125 guests saw them exchange tear-inducing vows. They also had another TV special when they welcomed their first child, Sophia. Leah's had an interesting life, and she decided to return to reality TV in 2014. Leah Remini, It's All Relative, premiered on TLC and gave fans a peek behind the curtain. Unlike her look into Scientology, this wasn't a series docudrama. It was more like following the family with cameras all day long to see what they do every day. As she put it, quote, when bad things happen to us, there is a mixture of comedy mixed in with the real deal. So that is what we try to portray, and what you see is exactly who we are. Kevin Can Wait. Her next role came with a man who felt like family to her, Kevin James. In 2017, she appeared at the end of his latest sitcom, Kevin Can Wait. She played Vanessa Salucci, a former partner of his character, Kevin Gable. It did mean the departure of Erin Hayes, who played Kevin's wife. Not all fans were pleased with the change, with some even hoping it would lead to the show's cancellation. Leah responded with the sarcastic wit she displays not only on but behind the camera. She tweeted back, "How do you really feel? I feel like you're sugarcoating it." People Puzzler. Fortunately, she got another lighthearted show after Kevin Can Wait ended. She got the chance to do what many actors want to try out, hosting a game show. It was called People Puzzler. Contestants solved crossword puzzle-style quizzes to potentially win $10,000. It was a refreshing change of pace for Leah. She enjoyed the chance to be around, quote, normal non-celebrities. Going back to school, she had another major shakeup in 2022 when she became an empty nester. Sophia, her daughter, went off to college. Her career was in a steady place, so she could be selective about what she wanted to do next. She decided to go back to school at age 50. She was worried she wasn't smart enough to go back. The education she'd received under Scientology was limited. She said,
I missed out on an education, and I was like, you know, this is something that I've always wanted for myself, and because of my interest, what I want to do later in my, well, later, I mean, it is later in my life, but I was like, well, why not just go for it? And so I applied to NYU. I didn't tell anybody that I was doing it. And I couldn't believe that I actually got accepted, and I'm so excited.
She got an associate's degree from NYU in 2024. A surprising divorce. Her life went through another major change in 2024. She divorced Angelo after 21 years of marriage. The decision was a shock to fans because they seemed to have it all. Leah insists it was made after a lot of thought and care. It was a mutual decision without bitterness or hatred. They simply changed so much over the years that they grew apart. The couple remains friends and doesn't want to split their family apart. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite role of Leah's? Let us know in the comments section below.